The last time the Hilltoppers were in Tiger Stadium, 2015, the good guys won that day. Hoping for a good result this weekend as well. But we're excited to have Coach Tyson Helton of the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers join us on the show. And was actually on Western Kentucky's staff that day as the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach. And Tyson Helton's good enough to join us on the show today. Coach, it's a pleasure. Thanks for the time. How are you?
Yeah, thanks for having me. Doing good.
It's our pleasure. You remember anything about that game, that experience coming down to Baton Rouge a decade ago?
I remember it was a monsoon in pregame. There was probably 2 inches of water on that field, and which slowed both teams down. I was actually glad that happened. Like always, LSU is a very talented football team, so I was like, okay, we might slow these guys down a little bit.
As I recall, and I went and checked it, your guy Brandon Doty threw 61 passes that day. Didn't slow down much for the Toppers that day, and it was a crazy game stylistically. But it'll be fun to see your squad back down. 7th year at Western Kentucky. It's such an interesting time too, because you've been there really during this transformative period, right? Overseeing the overlap of NIL, portal, and now rev share as well. I'm just curious, have you had to alter your roster building approach with all these changes really in the last 4 years?
Yeah, I think every year is a different year. We've, I feel like we've always been ahead of the game. We've been one step ahead of the posse. When the portal was about to come about, I felt like we were early as far as, I'll give you a great example. We went to FCS and went to Houston Christian and got Bailey Zappi. Nobody was doing that yet. And obviously he goes and breaks 2 NCAA records the following year with us. And now, everybody decided, all right, hey, we're going to be everywhere. It doesn't matter, D2, FCS, high school. And then, NIL comes about. I felt like we were one of the first group of 5 to start an NIL and a strong NIL. And that helped us, put together quality rosters. Then had to embrace kind of the little bit of maybe the Ole Miss approach where, I'm not going to get to develop guys for 2-3 years. It's going to be one season at a time, and you're going to have a third of your group that you're going to develop, but the other guys are probably going to be older guys that are coming in for a year. And like last year, we lost 70% of our production, but was able to put together a good quality, competitive football team this year and having a lot of success. So you just got to be creative. You got to be, stay in front of the posse, and every year's a new year, and we'll be in the same boat at the end of this year, but that's okay. That's what makes it fun.
It is interesting how some coaches embrace it and others maybe push against it, but you've had obviously success. You've been in a bowl every year that you've been there at Western Kentucky, and you're staring down a conference championship game appearance here in a couple of weeks. So I'm curious, you're going to play at Jacksonville State next week, and would be a rematch of last year's conference championship game, and playing for first place in the conference next week. Where this game falls, having to go out of conference on the road at LSU, I understand why these games happen, but are you okay with this happening at this point in the schedule with everything you have on the line still?
Oh, yeah, I think it's great timing. I would rather play in this game now than early in the season when everybody's healthy and pumped up and all those kind of things. And I have tremendous respect as my team towards LSU and Coach Wilson and no Coach Wilson and all those things. But I think for us, it's kind of we get to take a break away from the conference play, and it's almost like a bowl game. You get to go to, man, I've been to Tiger Stadium a lot, and under those lights, there's nothing better. And it's almost kind of like a bowl game atmosphere for our team. And, and it's about winning and competing. And so we love the fact that we get an opportunity to play a great opponent in LSU at a great place in Tiger Stadium. And then we'll come back the next week and go compete and hopefully be in a conference championship, with Jack State. So, and we've had good history. We've had good history this time of year of, I think back to 2019, the same kind of setting. We go to Arkansas and had a big win against Arkansas, or same thing with a Vanderbilt or a Kentucky. So this school has had good history of competing against, really good SEC opponents. And we're just grateful to have that opportunity again.
Tyson Helton's 40-14 in conference during his 7 years now at Western Kentucky. Coach is with us for a few more minutes at Coach_Helton if you want to give him a follow there on Twitter. You do have two Baton Rouge connections that I'd love to pick your brain about. One is George Hart, went to Catholic High, started his career at Arizona State. Now he's a senior for you there who transferred in. I just love a thought on your experience there with George and maybe what we could expect from him this weekend.
I tell you, one of my favorite guys. What a great person. What a great teammate, leader. Such a big part of us and our team and our offense, and a big leader on our offense. And I know he'll be excited to get back and to have this opportunity. And he's such a great guy. Means so much to us. And so I know for sure he's going to be excited to play in this game.
Yeah, no doubt. A guy who's seen the inside of Tiger Stadium quite a bit. He'll be on the other sideline, which will be interesting. The other is Jimmy Lindsey, who I got to know during his year in Baton Rouge, and that year was had to be terrifying for he and his family. But so glad that he's healthy and he's on your staff now as the defensive line coach. I'm curious what Jimmy's meant for your staff here this season there at Western Kentucky.
Yeah, this is the second time that Jimmy's been with me when I first took the job here. Jimmy was with me from the start. He is the best of the best, in my opinion, as a defensive line coach. When you talk to coaching is a fraternity, and if the name Jimmy Lindsey is extremely high up there. Obviously, he was at LSU, and when you talk to Jimmy Lindsey, and I can't thank LSU enough because I have a very close relationship with Jimmy. He said how LSU handled his medical situation and just the administration and the coaching staff and the head coach. And it was first class. And so this will mean a lot to Jimmy to be able to come back and to see everybody. And I know he's very appreciative of what LSU did for him during that time, and I'm also appreciative of that as well, because that was first class of during that time that he was going through. But he's definitely one of the greats, and so I'm just excited to have him back on the staff with us.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome to see him Saturday night. A couple things about the game, Coach. I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but it looks like Michael Van Buren's probably going to go for LSU if Garrett Nussmeier, who's doubtful, misses his second consecutive game. How do you prepare for Michael Van Buren when there just isn't a lot of tape on him this season?
Well, I tell you what, watching him, what stands out, man, playmaker. He can create plays. Very, very athletic. A good passer. He's elusive, and so he is a good football player, man. And he's definitely going to be a challenge for us to deal with, as is the rest of the offense. But he's fun to watch, and watching him play last week, and you could tell he was a guy. He's an experienced guy that's going to continue to do good things. So he's definitely. I don't think. Sometimes when you have the next guy up, and Nussmeier's a really good player, but I can see this guy doing some really big things. So he will definitely be a challenge for us for sure.
Under center for you, I know McAvoy had the shoulder injuries. Is he out, Coach? Is it going to be Tisdale on Saturday?
It will be Rodney. Maverick is healthy now. Rodney's done a really good job for us since he's been starting, and he's 3-0 and has a really bright future. And so he's earned the right to continue to be the starter, and Mav's been awesome. And so I'm just happy we got two good, solid quarterbacks. That's hard to find these days. And so excited for Rodney. He's still developing in green, but he's a very talented young man, and I know he'll be excited to get to play under the lights of Tiger Stadium.
Coach, before you go, if your team comes in here and pulls the upset in Baton Rouge, what does that blueprint look like for your squad?
Well, I tell you, like anything, when you play such a really good opponent like LSU, the number one thing is get to the last 5 minutes of the game. Be in it in the last 5 minutes of the game, because that's where it's won. Everything in between there's going to be ups and downs. The obvious is the turnovers are critical, explosive plays are critical. Field goals don't get it done. You're going to have to find the end zone. We've had good red zone defense this year, so we got to keep LSU out of the end zone. But like anything, we're gonna have to play our best football for sure. But it's about winning, and we intend on coming in there and trying to win that football game. And so I think it's going to be a really good game, and have tremendous respect for LSU, and we'll roll the football out there and see what happens.
You ever put on the big red suit?
No, we got the greatest mascot in the world, though. I'll tell you what, there's nothing like Big Red, man. Everywhere I go, that logo, whether it's at an airport or he is the most recognized individual. I mean, he's more recognized than any of our players or coaches or me. Everybody says go Tops when they see that logo.
I want to see if I can go hunt him down on Saturday on the field, see if they'll let me put on the head or something like that. They're probably not. There's probably got to be like some stipulations, but that would be like you're
going to have a hard time fighting that one.
I believe it.
That'd be like me saying, "Hey, can I pet the tiger?"
That would just not be a good idea unless he be really sedated. He's Tyson Helton, head coach of the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. Hey, Coach, safe travels. Good luck this weekend and the rest of the way. Can't thank you enough for a few minutes this morning.
Yeah, guys. Thanks for having me.
It's our pleasure. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.